Hello, welcome gamers. It is in fact Monday. It's Monday. Look at this. It's Monday. It's me on a Monday. What is this background? Is Egypt? There's a camel. Let's take a look. It is Petra. You knew? How did you know it was Petra? Is this a well-known place? Petra, Jordan. What the? Hold on. I didn't realize it was playing. It would have played music. Let me welcome everyone first. Welcome Tag Barrel, welcome Tub of Insects, welcome Blood Emblem, Lunatic Lurker, Hamp, Zuja, JD, Menbax, and Foley. It's like the pyramids but in Jordan? Well, I didn't know. And if I didn't know, is it even real? Apparently it is. Apparently it's real. Welcome, Defins. Thank you for 43 months. That is, in fact, many, many months. So what are we doing today? Good question. We are playing Walfie's Nonograms, perhaps in the order of level number, ascending. Because last time, I've been playing this, but it's like, when I play Nonogram games / Picross, it's kind of like I just choose random levels. I don't go from like 1 to 2 to 3. Sometimes I'll go from like 1 and then I jump to like 50, then maybe I'll go to like 60 and then I go back to 3. But since this is my game, and people in the comment section have been asking questions about specific levels, I feel like it'd be easier to find if I did a playthrough of them all in the intended order. Someone did ask. Look at this. So you have a playthrough for the first set of levels, and one for all of them, and I'm like, that's a good idea. I've been doing them out of orders because you said you usually don't do them in order. Exactly, right? Because usually when I'm streaming, right, if I'm gonna be playing a Picross game, usually the difficulty is rated, it's like scaling, right? That you expect the first few levels to be easier, the last levels to be harder. It's like if I'm streaming and I'm doing all the hard levels like consecutively, then it's like, it's a bit much, right? So I'm like, I do some of the easy ones and then I do some hard ones. However, the way that the levels are set up, it's not necessarily in like ascending difficulty order. So it's kind of arbitrary. Some people have been like, hey, some of the early levels are like really hard. Which is true. I have not tested it well enough. But that's the thing as well, when you're streaming and like all you have left is the hard levels. It's like, what if those take like an hour and I only have like 20 minutes left, right? It's good to save some 10 by 10s. Maybe you save some of the early 15 by 15s. There's options. I've done them backwards mostly. Yeah, so I mean, I think whichever is fine. For this game, I think it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, Puzzle 30 is really hard. A lot of people talking about Puzzle 30. Anyway, but news though. News about Walfie's Nonograms is that I've released version 1.1.0. This is actually a reused image, by the way. This is one of my stream drawings. This was not drawn specifically for this update. Welcome Extraneous Jedi. Yeah, there's things. We'll get to it. But then changes in this latest version. Save file compatibility, they're compatible. They have an analog pocket support if you care about analog pocket. I don't, because I don't have one, but someone has asked for it. So it's there. We have some of best times. Now if you have the latest version, you can check the save data menu, it'll tell you. It'll tell you your time. And then this is, we worked on improved contrast. So this is an example of, I think this is color palette 4, which had very bad contrast. But now it's good. Now, well, I mean good relatively, it's much better. Improved diagonal movement, which I personally never really used, but apparently some people do in fact use diagonal movement. So that's there. And now the victory BGM will be muted if both other BGMs are muted. This was an issue that some people reported. Because, you know, you play the game with the sound off, and then all of a sudden you beat a level and it's like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and then it like plays a bunch of stuff and you're like, what the? But this is only turned off if you turn off both BGMs, because my rationale for this is that if you turn off only the puzzle BGM, after you beat the level, it'll go back to level select, which would be playing music anyway. So it's like, you know, whatever. But then if you have them both turned off, I just assume that you don't want any sound to play. So that's there. If I had more space, I would have like a dedicated like menu where you could configure, like, you know, turn off puzzle BGM, turn off this thing, turn off victory BGM specifically. But since I've run out of tiles in memory, I am not doing that. And then hopefully fix the bug where sprites get corrupted if you unpause on the puzzle screen. So we fixed those last time. As for news outside of the stream, it's been snowing a lot in New York. Welcome, Stanley. It's so much snow. I had to shovel so much. But it was much easier to shovel this time compared to the last time it snowed. There's a lot. There's so much snow, guys. You have no idea. You have no idea how much snow there is. This isn't even close. There's like way more than this. I like shoveled it, and then like 3 hours later it was already like even higher up. Welcome back, you asleep. No, I will not make a snowman. No, I can't hold out there. Yeah, we're playing Walfie's Nonograms. No freezing idea. No freaking way. I've never seen snow. What? Can you dox your location? I'm just kidding. I guess it would be in a place that doesn't really have snow then. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Now I would post a photo, but it would dox me. I'd be like, check out this snow, and then someone would be like, look, given the height of this snow and like the lighting and, you know, this wall that I can see, obviously he lives at this address. So I will not show you. I will not show you a photo that I took of the snow. I can pinpoint the exact location. How does she know? How does she know? I can't believe it. But yeah, that's not happening. Anyway, we're playing Walfie's Nonograms. Okay, we can talk about this stuff. It's kind of loud. Hold on. I've set up retro achievements. I've downloaded. Is this loud? It feels loud. Hold on. It's a bit loud. Can we like change the settings here? Maybe you'll find some snow. Spoilers? Guess is the North Pole. No, I specifically live in Brooklyn. Okay, this is well-known information. It's even, my approximate zip code has even been revealed, because sometimes when you search on Google, it'll just be like, hey, you search for this thing, is that like related to a business? Let me show you businesses in your area. So it's like, here's your zip code. I'm like, oh shoot, okay. But thankfully New York is like really big. Okay, a lot of people living in the same approximate zip code. So it's not as big a deal as if you were living in like a small town. It's like, you know, there's like thousands, you know, thousands of people. It could be any one of these. But anyway, we're gonna change the settings. We're gonna go to the sound settings. How do I check? How do I go to the audio settings right here? And we change the volume. And I'm blocking it so I can't see it. A lot of snow, you know, I do know. It's kind of messed up because like the snow from the previous snowstorm had not melted yet. So it's like it's snowing, but there's like more snow. That's something, but anyway, we're lowering the volume. I don't know what a good volume level is. We're at -3. What about -4? It still feels a bit loud. That's probably better. Okay, so we're logged in to retro achievements. It could be a bit lower, right? Let's do -6. Maybe, yeah, that's fine, right? This is fine. Welcome, Choco Jacks. Alright, I guess since we're playing through them in order, you gotta go to how to play, okay, everyone? For those of you who have never played a Nonogram Picross game, also since this is going to be the first time I explain anything, I would like to clarify that the reason it's called Nonograms rather than Walfie's Picross is that Picross is a copyrighted name. You are only allowed to use the term Picross on Nintendo consoles if you are being published by Nintendo. But the generic term is Nonograms. So a lot of people were like, why is it called Nonograms? Yeah, it's like Kleenex. And actually, like, Jupiter, which is the company that publishes, well, they create the games. They create Picross games. When they release Nonogram games outside of Nintendo, they are not allowed to call them Picross. There's a game called Logi Arc Grimoire, and on the Nintendo Switch it's called Picross Logi Arc Grimoire, but on Steam it's just called Logi Arc Grimoire. So you can tell they were not allowed. And it will be like, no grams, what happened to yes grams? I'm pretty sure he's probably said exactly that. And actually several other people have also said exactly that. You should just steal the name. What are they gonna do? They might sue me, actually. They could potentially actually sue me. Anyway, Nonograms, everyone. Here's a solved Nonogram. Look at that. Look at this, guys. Look at this 3. Look at that 2. 3, you got 2, and then number of gaps, and then another thing, and then this. There must be at least one empty cell. How to play is the second option. Wouldn't you have to play first? No, this is the order. Okay, we got numbers. Numbers go in order. Free real estate. Look at this 3, guys. Look at this 3. Are you looking? Look, guys, you're in a different tab. Look at this 3. What do you notice in common with this 3? That's right, the cell in the middle is always filled. Although we do not know the other 2, we must know this one. Okay, everyone. And then the 4. We have these 3 in the middle, and they're the same. And then look at this, whoa, and then the 2-1. Consider the possibilities. And then what's in common, guys? Question, what's in common? That's right, the second cell. Right there. It must be filled. I only played the Miku Picross game. It's the best entry point because it does show you if you get a box row. I played the Miku one. I feel like it was too easy. I thought it was fine. It just like there was no challenge there. Everything was like very straightforward. So I wanted, like, in my game, I wanted to have some difficulty. And I think I succeeded. Because many people thought some puzzles were way too hard. Anyway, look at this. We call this one edge strats. If you have a tile at the top, sometimes I call them tiles, sometimes I call them cells. If the cell is at the top, you know for sure it's gotta go in that direction, and it can't be the rest of them, right? And you can mark stuff, the 2 is there, you cross that off. Even the logic from before, this has gotta be there, you cross that off because it's a 1. And the 2-1, it's gotta be this. 2-1, 2-1. Got the 2, cross that off, the 5, look at this. Bam! We got 3 different options. I didn't really think of a term to call this, but I heard someone call it pushing off the wall, which I thought was a good description, right? If you have something here, it has to go off the wall. These 3 must be there. So you're like against the wall, but not entirely, but you push off the wall. That's one. This one you can tell the 2 can't be connected there, because otherwise it would be the 3. Put that there. And then it's this, and then many more strategies. Alright. And then let's check out the credit. Whoa, who's that? That's me. Save that. Okay, you can also change the music. Change the color scheme. I'm gonna use my personal favorite color 9. You know, it always must be filled if there are no cells in common. Actually, I specifically said that the cell in common is part of the 2. I've left it to the reader to determine specifically the exceptions, because otherwise this tutorial is way too long. The cell from the 2 is in common. I didn't say like it's specifically the 2. And the reader, if they need to determine Then they know. Anyway, we're starting from level 1. Okay, I'm gonna explain everything in excruciating detail. It's 5. You all know the 5 must be there. What are you paying attention? The 5, it's gotta be there, okay? And then this 5 as well, because there's no other option. And then you look at this 2, right? It can't be there, because you already have 2 of them. What if you add an achievement to clear Walfie's favorite puzzle with his favorite color? That's not a thing. You can't do it. And then this 3 could only be there, okay? That 3 is done. That 3 is there, right? And then you're like, then what? Then you consider, okay? You consider your life options. These 2 right here, they can only be there. And then you look at this 4, right? This 4 goes down there. Bam. Abysmal time. Abysmal time. Look at that. Achievements. We're gonna do that again, but faster, because now that I know the answer, you can just do it fast, okay? Bam, 5 seconds. Submitted 5 seconds for puzzle number 1, best time. And also, since this is on retro achievement, you can check retro achievements right now. Verify you're human. I'm human. Okay, look at this. I'm gonna be on there. I'll be right there. Look at it. It's me. Wolfington right there. 13 seconds ago, solving puzzle 1. That's me with the default avatar. I'm on there, and everyone can check. You can load up this page right now. Welcome, Old Man Diabetes. I did not cheat. Okay, and then this one. We got 5. We got this 5. We got the 4. Here's the strat for the 4. Okay, this is explained in the tutorial, but I'm gonna explain it. This 4, right? This 4 specifically. Look at this. It could be here, or it could be here. But you know for sure these are in common, so it must be there. But anyway, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna have the 5. You know this 5 is here. 3, 1. There's only one option, right? It's gotta be here, right? And then this 5 goes across, and then this thing must be connected to this because it's a 3. Look at that. What do you think this? It's a cat. No, it's specifically a kitten. Duh, because it's a small cat. I'm gonna do it fast because I know I was simply demonstrating. We got 5 seconds. Okay, the next one. We got this one. We got the 3 one, which only has one option to explain you. The 4 has to go this way, right? And then, okay, I know the answer, but you know, I'm gonna do it this way. It's a house. I'm simply explaining, okay? This guy is just doing the puzzles despite knowing the answer. Get this one. The 2, here's the strat, okay? This thing is crossed off, right? So the 2, if you know for sure that this is here, it's gotta go up, right? Same thing for this one. This 2, you think it could be in these, but it can't because you have this one here. So it's locked in, and then you can cross this stuff off, right? And then the only place that this 1 could be is here. Right now, you know, you gotta be taking notes. This will be on the exam, but now we do it fast, right? There's no reason for me to do it fast, but since there's achievements, I'm like, I gotta try to get that. Rank 2? How did I get rank 2? What the? Did I do that faster? I don't know. Okay, we do this, right? This one, we call this one, I call this one edge strats, okay? The strategies, when you have the 5 here, it has to extend from the bottom here, right? This 3, I mean, this 3 is obvious because it's math. I call this math, by the way. When you add up the numbers and there's only one possibility, that's called math. This is not a generic term, it's specific to me. Same thing for this 2. This 2, 2, it's also math. There's only one possibility here, and it must be this one. So I call that math. Same thing for this, right? That's math. And then you know for sure, since we have the 5, it's gotta be this. Right, 37 seconds. Whoa, an achievement. Quickly ripening achievement. Achievement unlocked. We're gonna do that again. But like fast, because I have no reason not to. This is not, I messed up. Cancel the speedrun. Rank 25, I can't believe it. Okay, puzzle number 6. Right, we use the strategies that we've learned. This has gotta be there. 3, there, this one. Could not be there, right? It could not possibly be. And then you just you're like, it's gotta be this one. Well, if you need to mute the audio, upload this playthrough to YouTube, call it Walfie Nonograms walkthrough guide. No. You have to do commentary, okay? Otherwise, what's the point? You know the dev put in a secret puzzle if you solve puzzle 6 at exactly 7 minutes? That's not true. This one, we call that math, because there's only one possibility. It's the only option. Same thing for this 1-3, it's math. And this one could not be there. This thing cannot be there as well. Bam. What is that, an anchor? What is that, some kind of anchor? That's right. The 5 as well. It's gotta be there. And then the 3 could not possibly be there. And then given that that can't be there, it's gotta be this. What if you use your secret hack where you can press start to solve puzzles in 0 seconds? No, because it would have to be a hash that is, well, this doesn't have to be this, he's messing up. It has to be an approved hash. They have, if you check the website, there is a list of approved hashes. So a hash, for those unfamiliar, is you take the file and you like compute sort of a unique sort of value. You see this right here? If you change any bytes in the ROM, it will be a different hash, okay? And it will not be compatible. So if I had my hack such that I could press start to win immediately, it would also need to be available to other people. Anyway, that's a tower. And then this one right here, it's gotta be, literally gotta be this, right? And then this stuff, cross that stuff off, this 3's gotta be, that's just a down arrow. Did I make the achievements? I did not. The achievements were made by Hexadigital, who apparently is a moderator on Retro Achievements. Anyway, now we're going to the larger levels. Many people were overwhelmed. A lot of first-time players, they were like, oh, this is fun. And then, they're like, wow, this is so fun. I love doing nonograms. And then they get to the 10x10 and they're like, what the frick? What is this? Oh no, I have to use logic now. Here, I'm going to walk you through this. This one right here is math, okay? 3, 6. Only one option, right? And then the 2 right here. This 2 could not be in these places, right? And then let me pause and read the chat. Me when I got to 15x15 exactly. When I get the achievements, if I copy my save from the 3DS and start it in the connected emulator, I actually don't know how it works. I'm not sure. But here, we can do this strat with the 6 right here, this 6. It could be this, right? It could be this. It could be this. But no matter what, it's gotta be these, right? And then the 5, we push off the wall. We talk about pushing off the wall. The 5 has got to go this way, right? Because it could be here, it could be here. But no matter what, it has to be these ones. And then we know, since we have this X here, the 5 has to go up here, right? This 5 is here. Since we know this 4, I'm marking it off, despite it can't be marked off, but it can't be here. And then the 6, you also push off the wall, right? It's right here. 7, right? This thing is got to be connected. It's got to go this way. Gotta be there. And then this 8. This 8, simply you can use the strategies defined earlier. It's gotta be this. And then various other things, right? And look at this tile right here. You're like, what is this? Could this be part of the 3? No, it cannot. It's gotta be this, because that's the only option. That is the only possibility that you can have. Same thing for this 2, right? You can only fit the 3 on this side. And then once you have this 2, cross that off. And then this 6 you could push off the wall as well. But actually you can go this way, right? Because it could be here. Or it could be here. Or it could even be this. But anyway. Got this one, you cross that off because that's the 2. That's the 2 right there. And the 6 has got to be connected. And then you can push off the wall, the 6 right there. And then this 1 vertically is also a 1. And then this is the 1, right? So this can't be there. The 4 has got to be, it's literally only possible to be there. Right, and then this 6, it's got to go this way. And then since you have this here, it's got to go across. And then this 2 is there. And then this 1 right here, it's got to be in this one, right? And then the 8 could only be there. And then this has got to be the 3. And then the 6 also pushes off. And then you got this one. And then there can be nothing here because this is the 1. And then nothing there. You got this one. And then the last one is this one. Right, it would be much faster if I wasn't explaining it. I'm basically nerfing myself. Rank 115. No way. No way, dude. Dude, get it? That's a reference. Dude. It's a prinny. Anyway, I'm gonna do this one simply. Okay, look, this is math. Math numbers, you cross that off because the 3. And then this 5's gotta be there, the 6 has gotta go up. The 6 could not be here, right? And then this 3 couldn't be there. This 3 right here, it's gotta be this one. These ones could not be there, because this one must be the 3. But this 3 must be here. This 3's gotta go across. And then, you got, what is this? This is like a 5, right? That 5's gotta be there. This one's gotta be the 3, so the 1's gotta go this way, right? And then this must be also the 5, so the 3, this one actually is, it has to only be this one, right? That's the only possibility. Because strategies for nonograms you call grammar? I don't know, I guess you could. You could call it that, perhaps, but this 5 is done, right? This 5 is done, this 3 is done. 6 goes up, this one's crossed off, this one can't be there, because, okay, this is a thing that's important for later puzzles. This one that I just crossed off right there, this was part of the 1, right? So no matter whether this is part of the 2 or the 1, you know, can't be there, because if it was a 2, you could not have one here because there's no space for the 1. Same thing for if this was a 1, it can't be there because this is the rightmost one. Well, this will be relevant for a later puzzle, which we will find out. Anyway, this one can't be here because this is the 2, right? It can't be there. Literally could not even be there. And then this one could only be there. This one's part of the 2. This one as well is done. It's got to go this way. And now you might be like, Walfie, what is this? Cherries? You'd be right. It's cherries plural. There's 2 of them. However, what the cherry? He called it cherry despite the fact that there are 2 of them? Unbelievable. I want a refund on this free game. The fact that there are 2 of them, but it's 1. But I considered changing it, but I have found out. This is spoilers for Mario's Picross, by the way. Is that they have a puzzle that is the same thing, and they also called it cherry. So I was like, you know what? Mario, if you call this a singular cherry, I will also. Same thing for like Pac-Man, right? Pac-Man, people just call it cherry. They're like, get the cherry, but it's actually cherries. Most people, they just say cherry, right? And right there. Lost you? No. It's fine. I'm already lost. I literally explained. What do you need explained here? Can't believe I put a whole tutorial in here. I explain thoroughly every step. What if I explain this one better? Here, okay, this 7. I'm gonna go slow. Okay, this 7. Consider the places that the 7 could be. Right, it could be here. Right, that's a possibility. You could also, for example, if you started the 7 from here, it would go up to here. But what do you notice in common? Hamp specifically, what do you notice? I'm calling you out specific. What do you notice between this and this? Specifically, the things that are in common. Right, it's canonically called cherry, so it's not incorrect for me to call multiple cherries a single cherry. Please. Please. I'm losing valuable time. I can't believe. The middle force, oh my god, he's so right. He's so right. I'm gonna mark them off because we know for sure. Okay, and then based on that logic that we've determined, right? This 8, for example, has the same kind of thing. If you were to start from here, it'd be this one. But then if you were to start from here, it'd be this one. And then you'll notice that in common, it's got these ones. It's got these ones right here, right? And then you're like, then what? Walfie, then what? Then what do I don't understand? And then the 6, right? This 6, we can apply the same logic. This one goes this way. It has to. These must be in common. And then once you have this logic, you'll note that this 2, right? This 2 right here, we already have it. We literally already have it. It's right there. Cross that off. And then you can also cross this off. And since this is the 2, you can't have anything here. And then you'll be like, but now what? Now I don't know what to do. You gotta tell me. Well, there's many options. You have many options to consider, right? This 3 right here. You'll note that earlier we did the logic going from here across, right? And also here and across. But once you have things that are segmented like this, you know for sure this 3, right? This 3 up here has got to be in these upper regions. Because there's not enough place for a 3 down here and also a 4, right? So you know for sure the 3 must be here. And then you can just, you know, this is like if you had 4 spaces to go, well, you know for sure it could be here. Or it could be here, but it must be here, right? Now you're thinking, and then you could do the same thing with this 4. This 4 down here, it could be this one, it could be this one, but it must be this. It's literally, it's gotta be. Okay, it's literally a B right there. Right, and then other things you could do, right? Look at this 4 right here, right? This 4. You'll note that this 4 must be, it must contain these 2, right? These 2 of them. But it could go this way. It could go this way. It could even be this. But no matter what, could not possibly be in this cell. So you can mark that off. Same thing for this 2. This 2 right here, it can't be there because there's only 1 space for it. Right, and then same thing, similar to this 4 that was crossed off, this 3. These 2 must be part of the 3. You can cross those off. Right, and then this 3, this one up here, right, could not be in these 2 places because that's only a 2. You need a 3. Cross that off. And then once you have this right here crossed off, you know this must be a 3, so it's gotta be this one. Right, and now you're thinking, oh, based on what he's taught me before, what the heck? This 4 has gotta be down here, and then look at that. Wow, that's crazy. And you do this 3, right? This 3 has gotta be these 2, so it can't be there. Literally could not be there, right? And then you look at this 6, right? Look at this one. This one. You can't put a 6 down here. You can't, that's too small. You can't have a 6. And then you can cross, you know, this 4, right? Cross that off because you can't put a 4 in there. Right, and then you look at, we call this pushing off the wall. I call this pushing off the wall. You could have the 6, right? It's gotta be this, right? It could be this. It could be this. But then if you were to push off from this wall, it's gotta be these ones. Literally has to be. And then this 7, right? This 7, you know, can't be there. Because if this one goes across, it can't fit there, right? And then same thing for this 4. Can't be there. It literally could not be there. And then you're like, then what? Then you look at this 3, right? This 3 can't be there. And then once you've marked this off, you look at this 6, right? This 6 up here. It could be here, right? It could be this or this. So for sure though, it's this. And then you look at these 2, right? These 2 right here. Got the 5. They've got to be connected. And then you know it can't be there. You also know from this 2 that it can't be here. Now are you getting it? Now it should be quite obvious. It's quite obvious to the reader. You can push off the wall this way, right? This way. It's gotta be there. Literally has to be. And then given that information, you know it could not be here. It can't possibly go this way. And since you have this one, it's called edge strands, right? The edge right here has got to extend upward. This 2 right there. Right? And then since you have this 3 right here, cross that off. And then you look at this 8, right? This 8 cannot be here, right? It's gotta go up here. And then since this is a 3, there's a 3 right here, you can't go this way. Right? And then you know this 1 right here, you already have the 1 and the 2. So you can cross off everything there. And then what? Then what can you do? This 5, right? This 5, it's gotta be here. And then this 3, pushing off the walls, gotta be this way. And then it could not possibly be here, right? So that's a 7. And then this 2, you apply the same strats. Could be this, it's gotta be there. And now you're understanding. Now you're like, oh shoot, now I finally understand what he's doing. He made an entire game. And this 4 goes this way. And then this 6 is done, right? This 6 could not be there. And since you know this can't be there, the 3 has gotta go this way. Right? Then this 3 also has gotta go down. And then this 3 has gotta be connected. Right? And then you look at this 4, right? This 4, it could be here. It's gotta be there. And then look at this 2, it's gotta be here. And then you're like, what do I do? What do I do now? I'm so stuck. This is when you use facts and logic, right? This 4 right here, as well as this 3, you're done. They're done, you cross that off, and since that's crossed off, the 4 can go this way. Cross that off. And since you know this 2, right? This 2 right here, it's gotta be this one up here. So you can cross these off, because it could be here. Oh, what the frick? Why was he speeding time? Oh, this is invalid. This is an invalid run. I pressed the spacebar, and now the time has gone up significantly. There's fast forwarding, which should not be allowed. My bad, everyone. I've cheated. No, this run is invalid. The 7, you cross the 7 off right there. I gotta disable that hotkey, because you don't need that. You don't need that in Nonograms. Right, but this one. And then since you have this one, which we have against the edge, basically, because this is crossed off, it's gonna go up. Cross that off. This one, cross that off. This one, the 2, that's the 2 right there. That's that. And then you got this one, and then you're like, then what? Then you're done. Then you take a look and you're like, what could this be? If I was a player of the hit game Uma Musume Pretty Derby for the iPhone and Android, what would I think this is? This to me resembles the premium gacha currency of Uma Musume Pretty Derby, known as carrots. Whoa, what the? Oh my god, how did he know? But now I solved the level for real, okay? We're gonna solve the level for real. For some reason, my keyboard has stopped. My controller stopped working. I might need to unplug and replug it. It has stopped detecting my controller input. Oh, okay. Do I have to like restart my console? Does this no longer count as as a valid run because I've used fast forwarding? Is that allowed? Am I still playing this in legitimate mode? I fast forwarded. I have to confirm. Am I still playing? What are we doing? How do I check? Anyone know retro achievements? I've never actually really used it. Achievement points. I guess fast forwarding would be allowed, right? Because it's like, it wouldn't make you faster, it would actually be worse, right? So like, if you're inting, then it's fine. Right? Surely. But now I solve it for real, okay? I don't need to narrate what I'm doing. You've already seen me solve it. You know that I know how to do it. So, but now we do it for real, okay? We do this for real. Here's a strat. Okay, I was gonna narrate, but here's another thing you could do, right? You could. I'm not gonna explain this. I'm just gonna say that is a thing you could do if you wanted. You could do such a thing. That is a strategy that is not too advanced. But you'll note that I'm solving it slightly differently this time, because sometimes when you play, you notice different things every time you play. You're like, oh, I could have done this. I could have done this instead. And it's an exercise to the reader to determine what my logic is. Like what specifically I'm doing here. But hopefully you should have enough background now to be like, oh yes, he's doing this because obviously this logic presents itself in such a way that he can determine where it should and should not be. Much like the missile. The missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. And sometimes you know where the cell is because you've determined where it could not possibly be. A lot of similarities between nonograms and missiles, in the sense that they're precise and you can mark off positions that you know it could not be in. Okay, this is, a lot of people don't know this, but I know this. I'm aware in some ways, various situations. Now we know. Now we all know. Bam. What the hell did he took 9 minutes last time? But this time, 1.5 minutes. You could even guess. Yeah, I would not recommend it, but you can guess. This is our first 0 that we see, right? The 0 means nothing can be there. This 8 right here. You can do edge strats right here. Look at this. The 4 goes up. Got the 1. You cross these off. You can also change the music, by the way. They got various songs in this game, not just the one song. But there's other songs. You could choose to listen to them. Some kind of baked good. Spoiler, you can't be spoiling the puzzles like that. Okay, that's cheating. It's almost as if he has pre-played this game. Unbelievable, man. Pre-played game. I think this is a reference to Pokemon, specifically the episode where Brock holds what is clearly a rice ball, and he calls it a jelly-filled donut, despite the fact that it is clearly a rice ball. No way. Jelly donut. How did I know? Welcome, Guacamigo. Sometimes I want to punt Walfie like a football to see how far it reaches. I don't think you should do that. We got the 8, we got the 9 right here, the 9, literally right there, the 8 goes this way. And then then you for sure know. This one here is a bit advanced, right? You could do this, right? But you can't do that. You can do that, but it's up to you to determine how I did that. And you can figure out that it is logically correct. Anyway, cross that off. Cross all these stuffs off. All these stuffs off. What is he saying? What is bro saying? Guys, what is he saying? What am I even saying? This one, this 2's gotta be here, right? The 3 has gotta be here. And this 3 can only go this way. You can cross that off because the 2 must be there, right? Literally required by law to be right there. Is that Among Us? No. These must be connected because it's a 7, right? This already is 7 of them. The 2 goes this way, the 4 has got to go up. And then, since this is here, it's got to be this one. So you got the 8, right? The 8 has got to be this way. And then the 4, cross that off. That's right there. This one could not be there. That right there, that's an 8. That's a 4. 3's gotta go this way. You got this stuff right there. The 2 is done. Welcome to Tsuhishima. 4, this 3 can't be there, and then obviously it's this. May I suggest change the puzzle BGM every so often? What if we change it every 5 levels? Which I guess would be right now. Alright, let's change the BGM 3. We got 10. Got a 10 going across. Another 10. Welcome, Handflow. Got the 8 going this way, right? It's literally right there. We know for sure this 3's got to go up, right? Because these 2 are part of different ones. These are part of different ones, right? This one must be a 1. Because you can't connect this one and this one, otherwise it'd be a 4. So you can cross that off. You know for sure this has got to be part of the 1. Can't be down here. And then this one's got to be part of the 4. It's got to go up, but it could be here. It could be there, right? And you can cross this off, cross that one off. The 3 has got to go across. The 4 has got to be there. 5 has got to be this one. That's the 3 right there. That's a 3. That's a 4. Cross that off. And also this one is already done. It's literally already done. Right now all you gotta do is the ones down here, right? So this 3, it's gotta be part of this. We don't know this stuff yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cross those off. And then what? Then what? Well, this has gotta be there because of the 2. We're looking at the 2 specifically. Right, and then since you know this one, this one's gotta go this way. It's gotta be there. That's gotta be a 3. Bam. Now, what is that? What do you think this is? Some kind of boat? Some sort of boat? That's the boat. Let me do the 9. Cross that off. This one can be crossed off because of facts and logic. You could not have crossed that off. That one was wrong. You can cross this off though, because this has got to be the 1. Right, and then since you know the 3 must be here, it's got to be in this one. Literally boated, right? And then you do that. This would have been more obvious. Stuff in the bottom. Now we're here. Cross that off. This 2 can't be here, right? And this 2 can't be here. So the 8 has got to be right there. And then here is a fun fact. The 4, it's gotta be there, right? You're like, Walfie, that was such a fun fact. I'm having such a fun time right now with these facts that you're telling us. Yes, this one's right here. This one's gotta be there, right? The 2's gotta go down. I can already tell. This is perhaps some kind of person, perhaps with a face. Perhaps a hat, maybe. It's almost as if I've pre-played this game. This is my other playthrough. Can't believe this looks like cheating. How come I know things? This is not a first playthrough. I know all the spoilers. I know everything that happened in this game. It's kind of messed up that I would know such a thing. But this has got to be the 2, right? Because that's the 2 right there. You don't cross off the 1, right? We got the 1s right there. The 2, so much fun. Thank you, thank you. I put in a lot of effort to explain everything in excruciating detail here. Anyway, we're going. We are in fact going. 2 is there, it's gotta be this. Now, I've had several people say this is obviously Ness from Earthbound / Mother 2 or whatever game that was. No, it was just a man with a hat. This is not a reference at all. If anything, this is a reference to Nonograms.com. But also to Niffin's Nonogram Maker. This is related to the default puzzle, which I found out was not created by Niffin. It's actually taken directly from Nonogram's Katana, I think. But I was like, I can't just have this, right? I can't just have this, because this would be stealing. So instead of stealing, I did this. And that is definitely very different. So I'm legally in the clear, because this is a derivative work, not directly copied. I changed some things around so it's my own. Anyway, that's man with hat. Now we do this. We got edge strats right here, the 2 right there, the 1 right there. There's gotta be the 4, right? And then the 8 has gotta go up this way. Cross that off. Bam. Like, whoa, he's going so fast. Walfie, you're going too fast. You gotta stop going so fast. I can't even keep up. No, no, no. This one, it's like a little bit tricky, right? This one, I've seen some people do it and they're like, what do I do? Walfie, I don't understand. What am I doing? It's a question. The Hatman has a nose. Does Ness not have a nose? Is Hatman known for not having a nose? Cross that off because that's the 1. The 5 has got to go across. You cross these off, right? And then the 3. What else? What else could I possibly do in this situation? We can go this way, right? This way. And then once you've gone this way, then you cross this off, right? The 3 must be here. The 1s are literally done, right? Consider that these are all done. The 1 and done, as they say, and then this 1, right? We got 3 1s, right? The 3 1s literally right there. Cross that off. And then you know for sure this 2 right here can only be here, right? Then you can connect these. It goes this way, and then this one's got to be here, and then this 2, this is part of this 2, right? This 2 right there, and then Ness has a nose. Ham doesn't. He doesn't even have a nose. Does he nose? Does he even nose though? He does not even nose. Cross that off. This one's got to be there. This one's here. And what do you think this? I think this is like perhaps some kind of fried egg, perhaps. What the? It is in fact a fried egg. How did he know? You know, maybe I'll also change the color palette. You know, since this is a playthrough, maybe every level I will increment the color palette so that we get it experience every single option that is known. Welcome props on Jack and egg fried this rice. No way. I don't think that's true. I think it's made up. I've also noticed that I think I did not set integer scaling on this in the emulator, which kind of throws me off. because some of these pixels look larger than the other ones. But I will set that. So you'll also notice that this row right here is math. You add it up, and the numbers. Well, there's only one possibility. I already know what this one. I also know what this one. Okay, you think I know. You think you know. I also know. Got the 2 right here. There's 2. That'll be there, right? And then it's got to be a 2. This is also must be a 2 as well because of various reasons. Cross that off. This one could not yet be crossed off, but this one could be. This one can be crossed off. This one, I've messed up. Look at this. I've messed up. I was simply demonstrating what not to do. Right. This obviously is the 2's got to go this way. I've crossed. Something's fricked up here. Well, obviously it's this, right? You're like, how did he know? There's no way that it could possibly be this, but it can be. Okay, you're like, how did he recover from it? It's almost as if he knew. It's like he knew the answer, but he didn't. I did not know the answer. Here's color palette 2, by the way. Got 9 going across. I also said I was going to change the music. No, I was going to change the music every 5. We have not done 5 yet. Yeah, we got this one, got the 2, got 4, these are 1s right here, cross that off. That's a 2, that's a 2, 2, 1, I already know what this one is. Based on my knowledge of the choices that the developer would make, I know for sure that the developer would make this something that I know. But I will not tell you. Some of you might know, but you can't tell us. That would be spoilers. Maybe there's people watching this that are like, I want to know, okay? Don't tell me what it is. I will figure it out on my own. Or rather, I don't want to know. It's gotta be connected in this way because of reasons. Because of various reasons that will be discussed soon. To be determined. Right then. Whoa, wall peak? No way. Alright, and then we change color palettes again. We also change the music. Now BGM 4 specifically, BGMs 4 through 8 are from, these are royalty-free arrangements of classic songs. Classic songs from well-known composers such as Mozart and other such people. And these chiptune arrangements were done specifically by Object Discret. You can find the credits on the credit screen as well as on itch.io. But I have received permission from the original composer. I've received permission from Mozart and other famed composers to use their music in my game. I said, Mozart and others, I'm making a Picross game. Can I put your music in my game? And Mozart rose from the dead and he said, of course! I love Nonograms. I freaking love Nonograms. And and he was there and I obliged. Yeah, it turns out that I've messed up. You see this right here? He's messed up. He has made a logical error in his puzzling. Unbelievable. I might as well just start over because it's unrecoverable. Sometimes it's faster to start over. This is an important life lesson that you must consider, that sometimes if you make a mistake, it's faster to just start from the beginning. Me when I throw paintings into the water, moats art. True. Me when someone asks me whether a moat can be art. Moats art. What about mozzarella? Mozzarella. What about moat? What about Motown? What about Motown? Me when they ask me whether they would like more towns or fewer towns, and they say Motown. You thought about this? Have you thought about this? Everyone. Why have you not thought about this? Bam. What do you think this is? I think it's like an alien. No, that's moon reflection. What the heck? How can that be moon reflection? I thought it was an alien. Unbelievable, man. I need help on this one that I'm doing right now. I can walk through specifically what I'm doing. Oh, yeah, this one was hard. I remember. Okay, I've seen various people have issues with this one. I'm gonna restart this one. I will sacrifice my fast time to demonstrate exactly what to do here. Right, 7, you already know. We have the logic from the 7. 7 goes across this way. Because of this, and you know the 7 can't be here, right? And then you know this 2 right here could not be here, right? And then you know that this 2 cannot be here, right? And then this 1 could not be there. This 1 could not be here. Same thing, this 2 cannot go down this way. And then you know these can't be here. These 1s could not be there. Right, and then this is where a lot of people get stuck. A lot of people, well, I mean, first you cross these off, and then you cross these off. And then the 3 must be here, right? But then you're like, then what do I do? I don't know what to do. Well, you can cross this off. You can cross that off, because the 2s can't be there. But then you're like, oh, shoot. What do I do? Well, you look at everything, and you're like, I can't, well, I guess you could do this, right? You can do this, you cross that off. That's always a possibility, but then at some point you're like, oh man, what do I do? I don't even, well, you can put the 2 there, right? You can cross up this 7. Can you? This, yeah, this 7. Wait, is this the level? I don't think it was this level, right? It was a different level. But the 2 can't be here. Maybe it was this level. Cause I know what level you're talking about, but I don't think it's this one. Was it this one? Did I do something different here that was not the same as what a normal person would have done? Well, you know for sure this 2 must be here, right? Because you can only have like one of these up here. And the same here. This 2 has gotta be there, and then this one can't be there, right? I think this is a different one. I think you're talking about a different level. I don't want to spoil what level it is, but I believe it's a different one. Anyway. And then what? Then what? Well, you have the 2s, right? These 2s, or maybe it was this level. You have these 2s up here, right? It can only possibly be there. Right, the 4 goes this way, the 2 goes down. And this 2 can't be there. The 7's gotta go down. The 4... Yes, I know. I was simply testing you all, see whether you were paying attention. But never have trouble with pizza. Handflow was guessing on the pizza. Bro was literally guessing. Oh no, it was this one. Did I like do something differently on this one that made it easy? Did I like make an assumption that was incorrect, or that was correct accidentally? I don't think I did. But I've seen people get stuck on this one because they were not sure. Welcome to Nonograms. I did not make all the music. I only made BGM number 9. This one was composed by my good friend Mozart, who allowed me to use his song in my game. Was this one Mozart? I don't know. Magnifying glass. I'm gonna drink some water. This is the thing we do around here, so that I hydrate. I'm drinking. Not every classical composer. Yeah, but that one was, isn't it? Alright, are most of the songs covers? No. Only... Actually, I guess you're right. Most of them are. Walfie's Nonograms, it's in the credits. 1 through 3 were commissions. 4 through 8 were covers of well-known chiptune... Well, the songs were not chiptune. I guess I did not include Mozart. It was actually other. It was actually others. I did not include Mozart's song. I also did not include Bach. I did include these though. These 4, or was it these 5? These 5 songs are in the game. And then I made BGM 9. Yes. Anyway, next one. We're gonna go listen to the next one. Alright, this one. There's a few parts that takes many steps to get info. I see. Well, I guess I just intuitively knew, right? 7, it's gotta go this way, right? So it's gotta be this. And it's gotta be the 1. The 4, you got the 1 right there. The 3 could not be here, right? This has gotta be part of the 3, so it can't be there. 5, you push off the wall. It's gotta be right there. And then 3 must be here. 3 could not be there. Got the 1. Got the 1 and the 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gotta be this one. You know this must be a 1. You know there's gotta be a 3. It's a 1 right there. We got 2, 1, 2. The 2 could be down here. Or it could be this one. We don't know yet. But we do know this must be a 2. Because otherwise you can't fit that there. So you put that there. You cross this off. And you also know the 3 must be up here. The 2 must be down here. So the 5 must be connected. And then you can also cross this off, because that must be the 3. We do know the 2 is there. I can't be reading this stuff. Maybe we do. Maybe we do know. No, you're right. You're right. We do at this point. Maybe even at an earlier point, we know where it is, but this 4 can't be here, right? The 3's gotta be here, and the 4's gotta go this way. The 1 is there, the 2 and the 3. That's done. 2's gotta be there. You got the 1. This one. And then what? You can have a 1 here and the 2 here, so it must be there. And then we know you can have the 1 there, the 3 there, so it's gotta be this one. Put that there. You could also just have done that. Also a possibility that you could have just done that. Right, and then the 2. That's a 2. That's a 3. Damn, was that some kind of yarn ball? Oh shoot, it is. Alright, let's change to the next color palette. Oh, this is a bright one. Anyway, we know the 7, right? The 7, we got the 7's gotta be there, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It actually goes up to there. Welcome Classic Carabelle. Got the 2. 2 for 1. That's a pretty good deal, actually. You got the 2 right there. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gotta be there. Cross that off. It's a blue. Bro, he's literally blue. He's so bright. The future is so bright. We got the 2, right? The 2 and the 5. Gotta be here. It's literally gotta be there. Cross that off. And then you know there's got to be a 1, so you can cross that off. And then you got the 2, 1, 3, 1, right? 2, 1. That's just math, guys. That's literally just mathematics. Mathematical strategies, as some might call them. And this right here is a 1. This one also guaranteed to be a 1. You can cross that off. This one must be the 3, so you can cross this off. And then the 2 has got to go this way, right? And then the 5... Well, actually, it could only be this. It could only possibly be this. And then this one has got to be the 2. Got the 3 over here. This one must be a 3. That's got to be a 2. And that's here. This one's here. And then you could only have these 3 here. Right, put that there, right there. These 3's. This 3's got to be here. Cross that off. And then you put that there. This one, the 2 up here has got to be this one. And therefore it's got to be this. And this one as well. So that's the 4. The 2 goes up. Cross that off. And that is 5 of them, so it's got to be there. That's a 2, that's a 3. This one can't be there. This one's done. And that goes there, and there. What is that? Some sort of snake-like creature? Wow, that is in fact a snake. Some kind of Metal Gear reference. Let's change the color palette again. This one's a nice palette. I like this one. No way! Metal Gear reference in my game. Actually, it is my game. I know some people, they say something reference in my game, but it's not actually their game. But now I can say, because it is literally my game. This is one of the few games that I can say that about. Anyway, I'm crossing these off because they can't be those up there, right? And then the 7 must be this way. We know for sure that it must go down this way. And literally, the 4 goes. Literally foregoing. These 3s are right there. Cross those off. Cross that off. This one's gotta be a 3, so that's done. And then what? Then this has gotta be a 3. Can't be there. You got the 4 going this way. Got the 1. I think this is a reference to Splatoon. This is one of those brushes from Splatoon. Alright, now we change the color again. Now I'm gonna change the music. Yes. The 7 goes this way. You got the 8 goes here. You got the... Oh, these are 1s. You got the 1, 7, right? 1, 2, 3. The 4 goes up here. So the 7 is gotta be these ones. It's my game because I bought it. I specifically own the perpetual license of my exclusive instance. I guess you're right. I guess in some way. Well, do you really own the game, or rather a license to play it? That is the question. That specifically is a question about the ownership of digital media. Is it really your game? Or is it my game? No one really knows. Besides me. I know, because it's my game. It's literally my game. I own my copy. No, no. Do any of us really own anything though? Have you thought about this? What is ownership? Is that when you own a ship? Is that when you purchase a seafaring vehicle? You're like, I'm ownership. When you own someone in a video game, are they then your property? I don't know. Some may argue that it is. But some might also say no. Yummy yummy. Is this some kind of laptop? Oh, how does he know? Also, pro tip, you can actually change the color palette in this menu. Some people don't know. You can hold select and change it. But I know. I know because I made the game. It was tutorialized in the menu. The start menu. I didn't know. Many people don't know, but I know. I know. I did a pro tip for you all. I already know what this solution is. This one's relevant to many gamers. And many gamers know specifically this. Any gamers out there? No. These gamers are not real. They don't exist. They're not even for real. But I am. I'm so real. I'm actually so real. I'm the realest of all. And then what? Then for sure. Then for sure. Bam. What the? Gamers aren't real fades away. You're a gamer? What the? What is this? Northern Lion? It's not. It's not. This is Central Lion. Here's a fun fact. some of you may know this was supposed to be the north tile originally when I was designing this, as a reference to Northern Line, but I could not fit the north symbol. Actually, no, this is a thing. Is that the north symbol in Mahjong 4 Winds tiles? It is not the usual symbol for north. You might think that they would use north in the traditional, right? It would look like this, right? You would think it would look like this. But if you look at Mahjong Soul Winds, it's a different wind. Okay, you look at this, guys. What the heck is this, right? You would think it would be this, but actually it's this. That's a different north. That's a different north. So we could not fit that one. Yeah, it's stylized. Stylized. I would rather not look at Mahjong. Can't believe this guy. I gotta unplug and replug my controller. Wireless controller, it's literally wired. Do you hear this? Welcome Mint, how is your name a category? I made this game. This is my game that I made. My controller, no, no, my one. Okay, there we go. Okay, did we change colors yet? Change music. Color 9. This is my favorite color scheme. Of all the ones that are in this game, this is the best one in my personal opinion. I like this one, but not everyone will. It works for me. It works for me. That's the one I picked too. It's like a peanut butter in the Earthbound. Earthbound? So true. She's so right for this. I've never played Earthbound, but I will assume that you are correct. This one also, this is just math, right? Literally just math. 3 is done. 5 has gotta go this way. All the menu colors is called flavor. Oh, I do remember that. Despite the fact that I've never played Earthbound, I do know that they call them flavors. Yeah. I know things. I have approximate knowledge of several things. I'm a knower. I know facts as well as logic. You should be marking numbers as you go through the palettes to show their full breadth. What if I don't? What if I leave that as an exercise to the reader? The reader can choose to do this. Perhaps. It turns out I've made a mistake. Are you seeing this? How can the developer make a mistake? But I fixed it. I fixed my mistake. I was simply demonstrating a possible mistake that a player could make were they to play this puzzle. But I obviously would never do such a thing because I know everything there is to know about this game. I know every piece of functionality. Welcome Ilarezi, I'm the top 1 streamer in this category. I know at least one other person was playing it today. Now this one's a bit confusing because you might think, I'm speaking as someone who knows what this is, you might think that this is like a cut off part of the image. But it's misleading. You're being tricked. You're being tricked right now. It's actually a mushroom. Right, that part's not cut off. It's simply the part of the mushroom that is white. And that's different. Mint doesn't even pick the mint flavor, no. What about this? What about this color? How about this one? And then the 4, it's gotta be here. You already know it's gotta be here. There's 3, it's gotta be there. The 1 is there, the 4 goes this way. That's a 1. That as well is also 1. Same thing for this one. Gotta be there. Right, then what? Then, you know, this has gotta be part of the 2. Because you can only fit that there. Then you got the 2 over there. The 2, 2, 2, 4. Got the 1. The 4 goes across. The 2. These are done. That's a 1. Goes this way. That's a 1. It goes that way. You got the 1 right there, right? And then you can't have this. could not even possibly be there. That's gotta be there. It's gotta be there. This one as well. And then you have this. And then... But actually something is wrong, because I did not fill these in. That's me. I feel some people would be confused by this, because like this specifically is me with my glasses, yeah. None of the illustrations or pixel art in this game have me with glasses on beside this one. So people might not even know. Like what is, I probably should have called this Walfie with glasses or something. This was made by Xtag TV. That's his contribution to this game. Alright, next color. This one is in fact a color. This is in fact one of the colors. Was this one? Oh, this was the tricky one. This is level 3. Okay, I'm gonna need to explain in excruciating detail. Be aware that I would normally solve this level faster, but since I know a lot of people have issues with this one, I will narrate this one extensively. Right, so you start off, you got the 1, 4, 1, right? The 1, 4, 1, and then you do the 1 on this side, right? The 4, you know for sure it's gotta be this way, right? Based on facts and logic, it has to be this, right? Then you have the 3, 1, 2. You know for sure if the 3 is going down from this side, it's gotta mark this one. Right, then you have a similar thing here, 3, 1, 2 as well. Sorry, 3, 2, 1. It goes this way, you have a 2 over here, the 3 would go here. So you know this is for sure. Now this is where a lot of people get stuck. A lot of people look at this and they're like, there's nothing I can do. Is this solvable without guessing? It's literally the developers put in an unsolvable puzzle. This one requires you to know this specifically. This 4, 1 right here. This could be a 4 or it could be a 1. But no matter which one it is, it could not be in this tile. Right, but why is that specifically? Well, let's assume this is a 1, right? If this is a 1, you could have the 4 over here. You'll cross this off, right? But no matter what, it can't be there, right? Same thing, if this is a 4, it would have to be this one. Because you can't have the 4 this way, right? You can't have the 4 like this because there's no space for the 1. So you know for sure it's gotta not be here. It could not possibly be here. And then after that, the rest of the puzzle I think is pretty straightforward. You can't have the 4 up here, so you cross that off. And then the 3 and the 5, you know, you can't have that here, so you cross that off, right? Then you cross this off. Well, you can't cross that off. you can't, guys, you can't. You can't have that one. But okay, now you know the 5, right? This 5, it's gotta be right here. It's gotta be these two. Sorry, not these. This 1. Yes, it is these 2. Right, it's gotta be there. And then you can use other logic, such as this 1 and this 4. The 4 must go down to these ones. Right, then the 3 must be pushed off the wall. This 1 can't be there. The 5 can't be here, so it must be exactly in these tiles. Right, then I filled these because it's part of the 2 vertically. The 1, the 3 has to go this way. The 5 must be connected. And you know these here, these can't be here because there's not enough space for it. And then since you know this is a 1, the 4 goes this way. Cross that off. The 3 is part of this one. It must go. It's got to go down. It literally, I'm like talking too fast that I can't use words anymore. But you know this 4's got to be here. This 3 must be pushed off the bottom wall, so it goes this way. And then the 1 is here. This has got to be the 1, so the 2 must be here. Same thing for this one. You know this is the 2, so it can't be there. And then, you know, this is part of the 5, right? And then it can't be here, because this would be part of the 4. So the 2 must go this way. The 3 as well. It's got to go these 2. And then you're like, then what? You cross that off, because that's the 2. That's the 2 right there. And since this is part of the 3, it can't be here. So you know that this must be the 2. And then this is a 2. This is a 3, so it can't be there. The 1 must be here. Can't be there. You got the 4 must go up this way. Cross that off. It's gotta be a 3. Since this is a 3, it can't be there. 2's got to go down. Cross that off, and then you know this must be a 2. This has got to be 2 from your vertical clues. This must be 2 from the horizontal clue, and also vertical. And then the last one is just this one, right? That, what is that? Some kind of pizza? Yes, it is a pizza. Also, a thing about the achievements, I've mentioned this before, but you may not have realized this. The achievement names, as created by Hexadigital, they're based on the first and last levels of the row. So like for example, the achievement for puzzles 1 through 5, quickly ripening. Well, the quick refers to the hourglass. I don't really know why heart refers to ripening, but that's something. The next achievement, press down to pause. I personally would have gone with downward facing dog, but we got puppy and down arrow, right? Press down and then pause, and then the next one, flightless falsetto. As you all know, penguins are flightless. Music, you know, falsetto is related to music. And then the next one, sneaky ships. Well, you got boat, that's like a ship, and then you got Walfie, which is like sneaky. And then you got moonlit mirage, which is like a moon reflection. I guess brush has something to do with the mirage somehow. I don't really know exactly, but surely there's some reason. And then late night development. There's pizza and laptop. As you all know, developers late into the night, they need food. And that, in this case, is pizza. Welcome, Carp. What about the truth setto, the false etto? Anyway, those are the achievements. Okay, next color. I also like this color scheme. This one's kind of nice. Anyway, now that we're done with the really hard level, I will just continue solving as normal. So the 6 can't be there, these gotta be the 1s. Got the 2, 5. Gotta be this way, this is the 3. Can't be that way, that's gotta be a 3. Can't be there, because that's the 5. The 5 has gotta go up. Jelly donut. Anyone have a jelly donut recently? What is that like? So that's the 6, right? It's gotta be literally right there. Also, another thing I did not realize this week is that Steam Next Fest is happening. If I had known, I probably would have tried to find some games to play from Next Fest. But I guess I'll do that on Wednesday. That'll be a Wednesday thing. They always start Next Fest like in the afternoon. And I'm like, man, I can't do that. I gotta find games. What if I put this on Steam? I feel like it'd be a bit strange because it's like you would expect for a PC game to have support for like mouse input. So that's not a thing that exists, and people will be like, why is there no mouse input? I can't believe a game to be released on PC not having mouse input. Messed up. There's a lot of keyboard-only games, well, but I feel like for a Picross game, you kind of expect, like, something. Also, welcome Hexadigital. Is that the creator of what's this thing called? Retro achievements? No way. Decent amount of games on Steam have no mouse input. Yeah, but I feel like for a Picross game specifically, that is kind of, it's like kind of an expectation. Like sure, other games don't, but Nonogram specific games, I think you kind of need it. Now I know there probably is some way to do it. You could embed an emulator and then have that emulator be able to read memory and modify it such that you can have the emulator like accept quick inputs and then like translate that into like some position in memory that you write stuff to, and then the game will be like, oh, I see a value has been written here, I can update the value. But that's too much. That's too much effort for me specifically. But you can literally play this for free on itch. On itch.io. Well, Hairbow. Hairbow, isn't that the gummy bear company? Alright, this is the song that I made. BGM 9, I made this song in about maybe like 2 hours. Ganon? No, it's Fanon in G. It uses the same chords from Canon in D. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna call this Fan. It's in the key of G. And if you extrapolate the pattern, Canon in D, Canon starts with C, and then D is like a note above that. So then, since I am in the key, no, this is in the key of G. Yeah, in the key of G. This is Fanon in G. Okay, let me start this over. I lost time explaining things. Anyway, this is my song. I made this song. All you gotta do is steal a chord progression from a well-known song, which many people do. A lot of top 40 songs, they do that stuff. Let me just take this. Welcome, Markler. Welcome, Sayer. You were playing this game as well. You've been playing this game. Thank you for playing my game. Welcome, Soundboy. Hello, Raiders. I think you were on like level 70 something, right? It's out there. I had to someone on the itch.io was like, Walfie, can you like do like a playthrough? And I'm like, yes, I will at some point. Someone was having issues with level 61. And I was like, well, I'm gonna do one eventually, but I know other people are streaming their playthroughs, and I linked to yours, and they're like, oh, that's helpful. It's good to know. So yes, surely your playthrough is helping other people. Also, welcome Anya Avery. So real Wolf is so true. Just like how Confessions of a Ramen Girl take from Pathetique. Yeah, a lot of people steal chord progressions straight up the regular song. Anyway, Raiders, hello, welcome. I was just saying that I made this song. This song, I learned how to compose music, and I was like, if I'm gonna be making music, I'm gonna put my song in my game. And then I did, and here it is. But that is in fact a fun fact. Now you're all like, whoa, that's a fun fact. BGM, it's BGM 9. It's the last one. The 9th one. It's there. It's literally there. This one was also a bit tricky. When you see a level that has a lot of ones like this, people are like, "What am I doing?" You get confused, you know. But I would never get confused. I would simply know immediately what to do. So we got these ones. These ones right here can't be there. And the 5, since the 5 is here, it's got to be this way. And this has got to be there. But actually I did something wrong. You notice this? I was testing you all. Is that I actually did something wrong here. Because this 2, there's no space for the 2. So obviously the cool thing to do is to simply just give up. Pro tip, just give up. If you do anything wrong, just give up. That's a life lesson for you all. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's fine. It's fine. Right, it just has to go this way. Welcome Modern. One less X on the right. It's too late. I've quit. This game made my brother finally try Nonogram. He quit after 5 puzzles but tried for years. Also true. He also just gave up. Can't believe it. Right, sometimes it's faster to just give up and restart than to try to like repair everything. So like that's how life goes. But not like with your life though. Not if things are going bad in your life specifically, don't just give it. Like in that case, like maybe other things though. I did not mean for the thing to be like that, but you know, I was implying a different thing. Okay, other challenges perhaps, but life itself, you should continue. I think In that case, you should continue, but you know, perhaps trivial things like a puzzle, maybe. Anyway, this has gotta be there. It's gotta be literally right there. And that's a 3. And that's there. Thank you for making it not yell at you when you make mistakes. Those designs suck. Yeah, Mario's Picross? Why would they do that? For those of you who do not know, Mario's Picross has 2 modes. It has Mario mode and Wario mode. In Mario mode, if you make any mistake, Mario yells at you and like deducts time. Whereas Wario, he's like pretty chill. He's like, he doesn't even care. You get to continue. Mario is like, he cares too much, you know? I prefer Wario mode, where you make a mistake 20 minutes in and you don't find out until way later, and you're like, oh shoot, what have I done? That's the real Picross experience for me. I've also messed this up again. What have I done? But you do this, right? And then, it's gotta be, but it can't be this. So actually, right, that was not supposed to be there. Whatever was right there was not supposed to be there, but this is correct though. We all know it's correct. Bam. What if you introduce an evil Walfie mode where Walfie in the corner yells at you? Someone did suggest this. And I made the same comment. Great game, where's Malfie mode where you get penalized for mistakes? And I said, I hate Mario. I freaking hate Mario. Anyway, what is this? That's right, it's a snail. True. Real snail. I don't even remember that happening. It's been forever since I played Mario Picross. Yeah, a lot of the early Picross games did that. Hates Mario. Next color. I kept saying dog 2 or cat 2. I could not visualize him. You ever introduced a rare chance for Walfie in the corner to fish up a boot? No. I decided that was too much effort. A fun fact is that I have no more memory in tile RAM to like add anything else to this screen. I've used up all except 1 tile. So some people were like, Walfie, can you like add sound effects? And I was like, I can't. I can't because I would need a setting to disable it. And I don't have enough RAM to like show another option here. Right, thank you for the raid. Thank you, thank you. Have a good food. Anyway, I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna give up because we wasted 13 seconds doing nothing. Okay, we got 1-5. Everyone, it's literally 1-5. This is here, and then we got 1-3, 1-1. Got the 1 there. You got the 3 going this way. RAM price is so crazy they limiting Nonograms. Yeah, the Nintendo Game Boy had very little RAM. Well, no, it had quite a lot of RAM actually. It has like 16 kilobytes of RAM, which is more than enough for a lot of stuff. But VRAM specifically, for a game like this, you would not expect VRAM to be so limited, but there are a lot of unique tiles and it has issues handling all those tiles. Anyway, the question is, what am I doing? Well, you got the 2 here, right? The 2 could be here. It could be there. Could be this. Cross that off. Put this right here because that's a 1. The 4 has got to go up. That's done. This is done. It's got to be there. It's here. We got the 3. The 1 is there. The 1 is this way. That's got to be a 5. And then the 3 can't be down here. So the 1's got to be this way. The 5 has got to go up. Alright, that's a 2. And then it is actually just so simple. All you gotta do is find out what you're supposed to do. Bottom row to, oh, you're right. You're right. You are in fact correct. That's why it was difficult, is that it was not supposed to be like that. But now that we know this though, ever since this, it's gotta be obvious, right? Because this 1 is gotta be part of the 2. This has gotta be the 2, and then this 4 can't be here. It's gotta be there. We got the 3, the 1, and then you know these 1s have gotta be there. The 3's gotta go up. We got the 1, the 2's gotta be here, and it's gotta be a 2. And then this 4 goes across, the 3 goes down. It's gotta be a 2 right there. And then this has gotta be a 1. That's a 1. This can't be here. And then you are left to wonder, what really can I do here? That's a good question. You can cross these off, of course, and then you can cross that off. And then this has got to be a 1, so it's got to go this way. We got this one, that one, and this can't be there. That's got to go this way. Is that true? Yes. That is true. The 2's got to be there. That's not true. Guys, it's not true. Some might tell you that it's true, but actually, it's got to be here. This is true. By the way, guys, you know you can change the color here. Yes. Right, that's a rabbit. It is a rabbit. Okay, then we change. We're going to go back to BGM 1. Color 14. Color 14, this is the Halloween color. If you were ever playing this game on Halloween, you should play using this color scheme. I think it makes sense logically to do this. Yeah, you can cross these off, right? You might be like, Walfie, why can you cross this off? Because regardless of whether this is a 1 or a 2, this could not possibly be here. That's a pro tip. This one really causes you to think. Can you remind us this next Halloween? I will probably forget. But maybe someone else can. Maybe someone else can tell us. This can't be here. You got the 4 and the 2. It's gotta be there. This one's gotta be the 2. This one can't be there. And then, oh, by the way, this is the first song in commission for this game. It's the first song for this game. It's there for real. Right, now the question is now what? Obviously, you gotta put the 2 right there. The 4 goes this way. That's gotta be there. It can't be there, right? It's gotta be this way. And then you got the 1, 4. Is this just math? Guys, this is literally just math. I could have done this from the very beginning. Oh, I remember this one. This one's a little bit tricky near the end. Although I do say that you don't need to guess on any of these. It is true, you don't need to guess. But of all the levels, this is the one that is closest to something that you kind of need to make an assumption and then find out that the assumption is wrong. But it's at the very end. Spoilers. It's at the very end of the level. So this is where it comes in. You're like, what do I do here? I literally don't know what to do. You have to kind of be like, well, what if I did this? And it can't be this, because now this needs to be connected. So obviously it's got to be this, right? And then same thing for this side. That one, something, gotta use your brain somewhat. Alright, now this, BGM 2, color 15. It's there. It's gotta be the 4. Cross that off, you put the 6 up here. It's a 3. I remember thinking I did something wrong with that one. Yeah, I consider not having that level. Like, I consider changing it so that you didn't have to, like, sort of guess. It's not really a guess, but, like, in some ways it kind of is. But specifically, PropsNat Jack was like, that's fine. And I was like, alright, well, fine. If anyone blames me, it's your fault. Anyway, this gotta be there. It's gotta be literally, gotta be. It must be. And then, at the 1, he will wear a suit. He's suited up. Okay, the 3 is there. You gotta have the 1 and the 4. 4's gotta be there, right? Cross that off. And then what? Then you gotta have this one. And then given that information, you know for sure it can't be there. Gotta go up this way. And then that one is here. Welcome Diego. His game has his name, but his username doesn't. So true. So true. Messed up. What kind of messed up world is this? I think I might have also messed up here. Maybe not. But my impression is that I could have messed up here. But I'm just going to continue with it. Because what if I didn't mess up? What if I just thought I messed up, but actually I didn't? That everything is actually perfectly fine. Among Us. See, this is obviously wrong. There's no way. Surely this is not the way. As someone who knows what this puzzle is, obviously I made a mistake here. But maybe not. Maybe I didn't make a mistake. And that I was just confirming that everything... That's right, I did make a mistake. This is actually incorrect. It's actually wrong. I'm gonna give up. And show the correct way. Correct way to do this puzzle is in fact this. And that. And this. And then you got the 1, 1, 4. The 1, 1. That's right, the 1's there. 1, 1, and then this one can't be there because this has got to be the 4. Right, and then once you know this, it's actually quite simple. The 3 has got to go down this way. You got to have the 1 and 3 here, and then it can't be there. And also the 4 can't be here, so the 6 must go this way. And cross that off. And then what? And then you consider. Then you consider that the 4 can't be here, right? Literally could not even be there. But then this 4 though must be there. It has to. There's no other possibility. And also this must be a 1. This one must also be a 1. And this must be a 2. So you can cross this off. And then since the 2 must be here, you can put this here. Cross that off. Since we have 3 1s, one of the 1s has to be here. And cross that off. 4 must go up. Got the 2 over here. Cross this off because it's part of the 4. And then what? And then you're left to wonder. Well, it's got to be this, right? You got 4 1s, so they must be there. The 6 now can't be here, so it's got to go up. It can't be here. So then this has got to be a 2. Cross that off. This one's got to be a 1 from here. Put that over there. And then you got to be like, well, this is a 1, obviously. This is obviously a 2. Cross that off. It's got to be part of the 6. Put that over there. And then you're like, well, that's a 4 right there, right? That's a 4. And then this has got to be a 2 up here. Because this is the other 2. For sure. For sure, the other 2. And the 2 must go this way. Cross that off. The 6 goes down. The 2 goes across. And then this can't be here because this is the 1. And then you gotta have a 1 here. So this is here. It's gotta be a 2. It's gotta be a 4. You got the 1. That's a 1. That's a 1. That's also a 1. That's a 2. Bam, what is that? Some kind of shrimp? Yeah, that's right, it's a shrimp. Does every stream you make an art stream themed? I just noticed I never seen the Walfie's Nonogram emote. Does every stream you make an art stream themed? You mean like this? This? This is not really an emote. But yeah, I draw stuff for every stream. It's not necessarily related to the stream. Sometimes it is, sometimes I just draw a random thing. Anyway, the next color, got a fun fact. This color is the Jazz Cup. The Jazz Cup color scheme, which apparently is not really a thing in places outside the US. I've asked someone who I know who is not in the US whether they knew this design, and they said no, and I'm like, oh, I guess it's an American thing. Anyway. Alright, now we're on to the 15 by 15s. The 15 by 15, this is when people are like, what the? A 15 by 15? No way. But if you just use the knowledge that you had from previous puzzle, you can solve this one quite easily. It's actually quite simple. Right, you can't have it be there, right? And then you have this 7, it's gotta be there. And then you think about the 117. The 1 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. God, also, first of all, you gotta be looking at the large numbers. That's my mistake. I did not look at the large numbers. You got the 9, you got the 211. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? It's got to go up to here. And then the 2 has got to be either this or this, so it's got to be there. Right, and then you can cross this off. Because the 9 cannot possibly go there. That's the PDX carpet color scheme? I don't know what that is. What is that? Pacific Dance Expo? Some kind of thing. This must be the 3. This got to be the 2, so you can cross that off. And then what? And then this must also be a 2. This one as well has got to be a 2, as well as this one. And since this here must be a 2, you can cross those off. Portland Airport Terminal, renowned for its carpet. I did not know this actually. I did not know this information, but now I do. Now I do know, and knowledge is half the battle. As some say, knowledge is half the battle. What is the other half? Well, it's up to you to find out. Maybe we will never know. And like, why are we in a battle in the first place? Like, what are we battling? Like, what is really the battle? What are they referring to when they mean knowledge is half the battle? I don't know. It's gotta be a 2 though. It's up here. It has its own wiki page? What the? Wait, is that the one that people have cosplayed? Do they have conventions there? I remember seeing like some people like cosplayed as like the carpet of some convention center. They were like military camouflage or something. Is that the one? Do they have? Surely they don't have a convention in the airport. It's gotta be something else. Maybe it is. I don't know. That is perhaps something. That's 9. That, in fact, 9. And the 7's gotta go across. Oh, the puzzles are so simple. People have cosplayed or used the carpet design for wearing. Definitely no conventions in the airport. That would make sense. I'd be surprised if there was. Like, what do you mean there's a convention in the airport? Can't have that. Isn't that like a security risk? Someone's like, no, this is his cosplay. Well, it's a dangerous weapon. Anyway, we are solving a puzzle. Quite the jump in difficulty, right? You're like, oh man, those 10 by 10s, easy. And then you do this and you're like, oh dude. I don't know about this game, no. But I know about this game because I made it. And this can't be here. It's gotta go up. Can't be there. Gotta go down. Gotta go across. Literally gotta go across. Gotta go pick cross, as some people say. Some might say across. Some might say pick cross. Now, why would they pick Ross specifically? I don't know. What else were they gonna do? Pick Chandler? I don't think so. You gotta pick Ross. What about Joey? Is that even an option? Alright, so this right here is 7. So you gotta go up by 2. Got the 2 right there. The 2 has gotta go. Then you start doing this staircase pattern. Many people know this staircase pattern when you stare at the case. Counter-Strike case. Gambling. What am I saying? What is he saying? What is bro saying? You got the 7 is there. You got the 2-1, 2-2. Cases. Isn't that the Spanish word for cheese? Cases. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke, guys. That's a joke. Obviously, I know the Spanish word for cheese is queso, but not the streamer. Not the streamer known as Queso. That is a different guy. Now, I don't know if he named his username based on the Spanish word for cheese, but he could have. He could have done it. But I cannot confirm nor deny because I don't know him. I don't really know him. Alright, what else? What else do we do here? We got several things going on. Bunch of things to think about. I got 1, 2, 1, 3, 2. So this is done. Literally done. We got the 1, 3, 4. That's also done. 2, 2, 6 has got to be here. You got this 2. That's a 1. So now this stuff is done. And then you can't fit the 2 up here, so you can cross that off. But you could have a 1 there. But the 2 then must be here. And it must also be here. And given this logic, obviously, no, then it can't be here. So it must, in fact, be here. So now you have 4 1s in this column. You can cross that off. And then this one here is a 2. Everyone is aware of this, right? Everyone, literally everyone. This 1 is here. You ask them, like, do you know that this 1 is here? Everyone's going to be like, yep, I knew. And you're like, did everyone know? Am I the only one who doesn't know? It could be. You could be. You would be left out. You would not even have realized. But I know. What is this? Ice cream? No, it's fried rice. You're telling me that a shrimp fried this rice? That's right. This was an intentional reference. 35 followed by shrimp. Shrimp followed by the fried rice. That's right. There is. Literally, there is. I got the 6 going this way, the 5. And then I'm sure people who are like, how do I beat this level? And I'm like, you should watch this playthrough. And then they start watching it and they're like, I have to mute this guy. What is he saying? Why is he saying these words? I just wanted to watch a playthrough and now he's just saying things at me. You got 3 1s up here, right? These 3 1s literally have to be there. That's a 3. Got the 2 over here. We got this one has to be a 2, right? It's gotta be. Literally has to be. And this is also 2. The 1 must be here. The 1, as you might realize, is potentially relevant to this, but I also might have done something wrong. You look at this and you're like, Walfie, I think you did something wrong. You could be right. You could be right that I've messed up somewhere. So perhaps I need to restart. Maybe I need to restart the entire puzzle, because I am only 1 minute in. And sometimes you gotta do that. You gotta be doing this stuff. Okay, we got the 2, the 3, the 1. Oh, I should have, when I started the level over, I should have hydrated. Because now if I show someone how to solve this and they watch the video, there's going to be like 45 seconds of me drinking water in silence. They'll be like, what? Why doesn't he just clip the video? Now maybe I did make a mistake. At this step you need to stop, take a break and drink water. No. You can't do that. You cannot be doing that stuff, man. That is a time loss. Alright, I think I was looking at the wrong column, or the wrong row. Fast forward 50 seconds. No, I can't. I have to solve this really fast. I can only drink water after I've solved this. Streamer deprives himself of hydration. I could have just done that. Look at this 410. It's right there. Gotta be looking out for those large numbers. The law of large numbers, as they call it. They don't actually call it that. That's not actually what it means. I didn't get the 1. We got 4 1s. We already have 4 1s. So this has got to be the 2. That's also just, well, that's almost math. It's not exactly math, but it's almost math. Got this one. The 2 is right here. The 2. The 5 has got to be there. Cross that off. And then what? Then this has got to be the 6. It's got to be a 2. The 1 is there. That can't be there. 3, 2, 1. So these can't be there as well. This one's got to be 1, looking vertically. That's a 2. That is a 5. It's got to be a 4. And then the 3's got to go up. The 4 must be in this one. This 5 can be crossed off. The 4's got to go across. So 2 right there. Twitch is now running ads, which would be a perfect time to drink water. If I wasn't so concerned about solving the puzzle in time. Well, look, I'm almost done. I'm literally almost done. The 3 is there. Choco Jacks is literally, you're here to witness the relevant puzzle. Spoilers? Can't believe he would spoil the puzzle like that. I think Choco would know what this is. Spoilers, what? Some people have wondered, what is this? What is this? Why? What is the name of this puzzle? What even is that? And they're left to wonder. They don't even know. But I know. 1, 2, 5. That's a 2 is done. It's gotta be the. Whoa! What is this? Choco, you have to guess. It's up to you to guess right now what this could possibly be. I think if there was anyone that would know, but what if she left? What if she left? She's like, it's Choco J Dog. There it is. There it is. It must be this. Whoa, there it is. Choco J Dog. This right there. Choco J Dog. Now I've seen someone play this level, and they were like, what is a Choco J Dog? What is a Choco J Dog? Why is that J there? Doesn't that look weird? What is that J? But they don't know. I know. So I've made this. Choco Jax knows. Everyone knows. That's just a random dog. I'm gonna drink some water. You get to look at this dog while I hydrate. Alright. I'm hydrated. Anyway, let's Choco J Dog. Well, wait, both colors would have worked. This one actually is more fitting. But this one is not. But it could have been this one. What about this one? Oh, it can't be this one. It's gotta be this one. Alright, next level. Next level, everyone. Look at this one. It's gotta be so easy. Look at all these zeros. That's literally trivial. 11 goes this way. This Choco J Dog doesn't have the little side scruff. You can't fit that level of detail. You need 15 by 15, okay? Sometimes artistic liberties have to be taken to ensure good something, I don't know. Something 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 is right there. Literally right there. You can't put 30 by 30. You can't put that on a Game Boy. Unless you added scrolling. But I would not add scrolling because I don't really know. You don't usually see Picross games with scrolling. Typically. At least I don't know of any. That's not really like a thing that happens. I would never add scrolling. That would ruin the integrity of single screen Picross puzzles. Who do you think I am? Nonograms Katana does? Well, that's not real. Okay, that's not a real game. The only real games are Jupiter Picross, okay? And this one. And this one for some reason. Every other game is fake. Not even just Nonogram games, just any game besides those are not even real games. Right, League of Legends, definitely not a real game. Other games, I'm trying to think of other games. Slay the Spire, not a game. Slay the Spire 2, also not a game. Death Stranding 2, it's fake. Not a real game. Ratlo, also not a real game. Literally made up. Slay the Spire, not real. FTL, also fake. Garfield Kart, also fake. The game, also not real. You can't lose it because it's not real. Literally fake. Get the 2 right there. 2 can't be there. The 3. And the 2. I remember Ratlo, it was on my Game Boy Color in my childhood. It's not a real game. It was made up. Made up game. Got the 3 right there. What is this? Some kind of rat-like creature. Surely this would not be a rat-like creature. Bao? Who? He said Bao? What is this? Fuamoko? Oh, he said Bao. Bao Bao. Bao Bao, everyone. Do you think when Fuamoko performs, they bow twice at the end of their performance? Do they do that? They should do that. Can someone tell them to do that? You're like, oh, what did they do? Oh, they're bowing twice. Just like they're greeting. Bow, bow. Bow, bow. I know. People would love it. If they each bow, that's already 2 bows? No, you're thinking too logically. No, but when they bow, they both say bow bow. So like, is it really bow bow, or is it just 2 individual bows? Whoa, Walfie's rat. What the is that? Why is that not just a regular rat? I don't know. Alright, color 19. Color 19, well known to have the highest contrast. The best contrast by default before I modified it. Welcome Cat the girl, because it's Walfie's no, it's Walfie's Nonograms. It's Walfie's Nonograms. You ever think the fact that there's no grams is like you as someone are not even aware of the concept of grams, like Americans? I guess Americans, we think in terms of pounds, you know? Do you think we know grams? We know no grams. We literally don't even know. Graham, the weapon, graham cracker. Graham. Abraham. No one knows. It was actually an 11 here the whole time, which I could have started with. Anyone else get startled on the soup? Does anyone know that reference? Does anyone understand the thing I just referenced? Mind if I get startled on the soup? What? You guys don't even know. You don't even know, man. I know. There's gonna be like one person watching this, like, wait, I understand. Startled on the soup. Oh my god. That's a reference to that thing that I definitely know. I don't even know if something would come up if you search for it, honestly. Mind if I get startled on the soup? Very well known. Of the people that do know it, it's very well known. That's confirmation bias, right? Of all the people that know it, it's well known. That's kind of like a self-fulfilling kind of thing. No results found? No way. Can't believe it, man. Surely, though. He's losing. It's real. It's a real thing. Startle. I'll look it up after I'm done with this. I swear. It's a real. It's peak. It's actually. It's not literally peak like the video game, but it's like. It's high quality animation. Featuring a gator. It's a real thing. I swear. When the streamer meeps, the chat expects the merp. What is bro talking about? What is he saying? We had the 1, 2, 2, which as you all know must be here. Okay, we got the 2 as well. We got the 5, 2, 1. 5 to 1. What about the other numbers? That's another reference. It's another reference right there. But in reverse. We got the 3. That's gotta be a 2. And since that is the 2, this must not be there. And therefore, this one must be here. That's gotta be this. And that. And this. And also this. And that. Wow, what is this? Perhaps some kind of cat-like creature, but what are those things? No, you gotta post it lowercase. You gotta post it lowercase. You have to post it in lowercase, please. Someone. There it is. And we gotta find the relevant color, which, as you all know, is this one. This one right here. That's it. But there might be others. This one. This one's closer, actually. I'll go with this one. What color were we on? We were on this one. If it's supposed to be lowercase, then the game should have it lowercase. No, that's the emoji. That's different. Okay, startled on the soup. The soup. Startled on the soup. In quotes. Wait. What? Where did I start typing this? Did it go back? By Deadly Comics? Yes. Does he know? How do you find it? How do you find this? What do I search? Mind if I get startled on the soup? Did you know this or did you look this up? I'm just gonna look it up. Yes, this one. This one. Cool Time. It's a Cool Times reference. Cool Times funny guy. How do you find it? Do you know? Do you know about this? This is one of those things where like someone's gonna show it to you and be like, "Oh, you guys, this I'm hyping up, hyping it up too much. It's not that big a deal." You're like, "Oh, great, Walfie, great, great." Am I allowed to show this? It's not even that funny. I mean, it is funny. I think it's funny, but from me explaining it,
hiya, boss.
I don't think.
Hey, hi, Orlando. What's up?
Talk over it.
Sure is getting late out, huh? Not really.
And what's happening? What is this?
I should probably get startled on the soup.
There it is.
You mean started?
That's the line.
Do ya want to watch?
Oh, dude, you
That's
know I totally would. The thing is, I have to
They
go
said they said the
in that
thing.
direction right now. I'll be revealed in time. It's exciting stuff, I promise. Have fun with your soup thing. Bye.
Well, soup yourself.
Ah, soup yourself.
And how about you?
Me?
You want to see me get startled on some soup?
I would love to. I would love to see it.
Okay, then.
No, I said okay. I said yes. Oh, look at that. They're startled on the soup.
I guess that one was just for me.
Oh,
Nah,
little do you know.
I saw the whole thing,
Me too.
and it was funny as shit.
I also saw the whole thing. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that animation.
Support your local goofballs.
Hey, that's it. That's it. It was not worth showing you guys, but just now you know what I was referencing. You're like, Wolfie, that wasn't that funny. I think it was funny, okay? I thought it was a very charming animation. They're very realistic mannerisms that you might not expect from animal characters. High quality content out there. And if that is good to you, you can watch their other videos available on YouTube and perhaps other websites. I don't know if there are other websites, but at least YouTube, maybe Vimeo. Anyone know Vimeo? Anyone remember Vimeo? Anyone remember Daily Motion? Maybe someone on one of those? I don't know, it's probably not. But what if it was? People always praise Smiling Friends for the cartoon characters being realistic, but don't even respect Cool Time. They don't even know. Because it is kind of obscure, honestly. It is kind of obscure. I would not expect the average person to know. But I've also messed up here. Okay, the 2 has gotta be here, right? Most people would not even know. They'd be like, Walfie, what do you mean? Startled on the soup? You're just saying words. You are right. I am in fact saying words, but those words are referring to other media that I am aware of. Others, maybe you are not aware, but I'm aware. Hamflo was aware. Perhaps someone watching the VOD might be aware. I don't know. But who's really watching the VOD, right guys? Am I right, guys? If you're watching the VOD, you gotta leave a comment. You gotta like, comment, subscribe right now. Right now. I'm just joking. I'm literally joking. They don't even know, man. They don't even know that startle on the soup. Now you can tell all your friends. You'll be like, haha, just like startled on the soup. You'll be like, what? What are you talking about? Well, you don't know startled on the soup? Bro, you gotta watch this. And then you show it to them and they're like, I don't get it. You don't get it? They don't even get it. Bro, they don't even, guys, they don't even get it. But you'll get it. You'll understand. You'll come back and you'll be like, Walfie, I showed someone the video and they didn't get it. And then I go, what? They were not startled? They didn't even understand the meaning of this? No way. I thought everyone would understand. It's got universal appeal. Was it a metaphor? No, it was just, nothing. It was just a nice animation. Oh, what is this? Some kind of rat with cheese on an old-fashioned like camera film roll. Someone like took a photo of a rat next to cheese. Whoa, what? What is Op Ratlow? No, guys, I have to look it up. What the heck? Op Ratlow? Oh, what is this? Oh, what? It's a game made by the same developer as the game that I just played and am currently playing. Wow, I gotta check this. I gotta check this game out. Whoa, what is this? Pico 8. Wow, isn't that the retro console that Celeste was released on? Well, what the rat can go loop around? No way. You're telling me that you can push boxes? All I see is a Reddit. No, we can't be seeing Reddit posts. What is he doing? No, what is this game? I sure hope this game lasts a very long time because I'm having a great time with it. Surely it's a great game to be enjoyed by millions. Millions of people have seen and played this game. Welcome, Brooke. And it must go on for a very long time. But now you're like, oh, now is when you really got to start thinking. I was playing another game that involved thinking, but this one, it's got other thinking. You gotta think. And now you're like, what do I, oh my god, I'm using my brain. Oh, it's over. No, I wish there was more. If only there was some way that I could play more of this game. It's too bad that I will never be able to. Anyway, that's Op Ratlow. Okay, next puzzle. Color 21. No way, dude. Ain't no way. Developer commentary. Welcome, Eidolon and Demion. This is the developer commentary everyone was here for. It's none of that Valve commentary stuff. You know, when you play through Half-Life or Portal or whatever and you got the developers talking to you. No. This is different, okay? This one has some high quality developer commentary. First he starts talking about being startled on the soup. And I was like, what is he saying? And now he starts talking about Op Ratlow, an indie game on itch.io. I thought that was cool, thank you. I thought it was pretty cool. It's a very, very short game. I've also messed up. You notice this right here? That I messed up? I was just demonstrating what not to do. So you don't do that. Obviously you don't do that. Clearly, this is incorrect right here. But this must go up. Developer commentary about how the game was developed is 40 hours of Twitch VODs. Yep. I've had people ask like, oh, how do you make this game? And I was like, there's like a playlist that you can check out. Okay, link to it. And they're like, I'll be sure to check that out. And I'm like, you probably are not going to check that out. That's like, it's like 50 hours of VODs. But what if they did? What if they watched every VOD? What if they're like, I have to know exactly how every level is developed. I have to know. We have to know. It's my favorite game of all time. Walfie's Nonograms. There could always be an avid Game Boy dev in the future. Yes. Exactly. Alright. Now, I've seen, why did I talk like that? I've seen some people get stuck on this level. They were like, I was stuck on the bear level for like, oh sorry, spoilers, this is a bear. I was stuck on level 41 for a long time. Oh no, I've ruined it. Now everyone knows what this is. There is no bear level. You're right. It doesn't exist. Game Boy coding intimidates me, as it should. As it should. Unless you were doing it on GB Studio, in which case it's really easy. But if you're programming this in C, it is a bit challenging, yes. Got the 2 right here, this 2 can't be there. And then what? Then what even could we hope to accomplish here? Now I do see why people found this challenging, because there's things you gotta consider. Or maybe not. Maybe it's actually really easy. I considered that maybe it's actually just like so straightforward that it's actually super obvious exactly what you need to do. Welcome, Yurga. And obviously I know what to do. We got the 1, 1, 3. That can't possibly be. It is. It is in fact something. Just kidding. Hello. How are you today? Hope you are doing well. Today on this Tuesday. I know it's Tuesday over there. Some might say Monday, but they would be incorrect in this specific case because you are not in a place where it is Monday. Unless you are. Unless maybe you're traveling. Perhaps you are not in a place where it's Tuesday. We don't know. Did you not create these pick Walfies? What? What are you talking about? What is he talking about? Streams, I know it's Tuesday. Alright, this one, I feel like, yeah, this one's pretty tricky. And this one really causes you to have to use your brain to think. Are they generated? No, I drew them. I mean, I guess they are generated by me. So, like, yes, they are generated. But perhaps not in the way that you're thinking of. You probably mean generated by some algorithm, perhaps. I have been traveling. Well, I hope you are good. Anyway, this is a 3, so it's gotta go this way. 5 a.m. What? 5 a.m. starts? Yeah, it does. That's how time works. I'd be concerned if 5 a.m. did not start. I think that'd be quite strange. But that does sound quite rough. Okay, we got the 2 right there, we got the 3. What is this? Some kind of bear? Some kind of bear-like creature, perhaps. Surely, can't be. As we all know, bears don't exist. Not even real. Or are they? Has anyone seen a bear before? Can someone confirm? Bear with me? No, what is it doing with the, what is it doing over there? I understand the reference. It's like the bear is with you. It's like a very intelligent bear that can understand English. Bear with me. 2, 1, 1, 5. So the 2 must be up here. Given various reasonings, this 2 must be here. That it's gotta be there. It gotta be. And then the 4 goes this way. The 1 is now not there. And then what? Then this can't be there. This one's gotta be here. And this is done. And then what? And then you have to start thinking. You gotta start considering that this can't be there. And also what? 3, 2. Got the 2 right there. The 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. The 1, 1 is real, except when it's not. We got 3, 2. Puck Cross was really ahead of its time, it's true. Puck Cross. Got the 1s. What even could you do? Surely there's something. There's gotta be something. There's always something to do in these games. Oh, this one has to be here. I knew exactly what to do. I was just like, what if I didn't? What if I pretended to be someone who did not know what to do here? But I do. I do know what to do. Got the 1. Got this one, obviously. Wow. That is, in fact, a bear. You know what I've been recommended videos on YouTube recently? Sun bears. Or was it moon bears? Moon bears? A lot of videos from, I think it's called like Animals Asia or something. Of these sun or moon bears that have been in captivity for like 27 years. But they were able to see sunlight for the first time as they were rescued. It made me cry. It actually, I cried. I saw the bear. It was looking up at the sky for the first time. It looked so happy. I was like, man, it's messed up. The things people do to bears. Sad, you know? Sad. There's like a bear biofarming industry in Malaysia where like they use the bear bile for like medicine or something, but they keep the bears in like cages for their entire life. It's like, man, for like 20 something years, these bears have never seen the sun. They've never been able to like stand on soil. And then they got rescued and they're like, oh man. They're having the time of their lives. Anyway, but it's a good video to watch. I mean, not good in the sense of like, you know, bears being mistreated, but good in the sense that the bears have been rescued. Cool thing that they're doing, rescuing these bears. Welcome, Stove God. Oh, I know what this puzzle is. I already know. I see this one. I see all the ones and I'm like, I already know. I literally know what this is. You look at this and you go, who would make a puzzle like this? Who the heck? Why would the developer make a puzzle like this? Yeah, they kept the sun bears from seeing the sun. They named one of them Christmas, because that's when they got their freedom. It was on Christmas. There's other ones. I forget the other names. But it's kind of messed up. I don't remember if it was sun bears or moon bears. I don't really know the difference. Does anyone know? What is a sun bear? What is a moon bear? It's like they got like different patterns on their chest, I think. I don't actually know. Sun bears is a species. Yeah, but then what are moon bears? I know that sun bears are a species. It was a moon. Yeah, what are moon bears? What is a moon bear compared to a sun bear? Moon bears is a... No, it's a real thing. Moon bears are a real thing. I know, because I've seen the video. What is a moon bear? They're literally real. And they have been freed. Moon bears evolved from bears when... No, it's a real... Can someone look up for real what a moon bear is? None of this joke stuff, man. Bears are real. These bears are real. That one. Moonburn is a thing like sunburn. I mean, like, moonlight is... I guess it's like sun... You guys know that moonlight is sunlight, you think about it? The fact that we have a term for sunlight specifically when it's reflected from the moon. And you would think that the moon is making its own light. No, it's stealing the light from the sun. It's taking all the credit. It's like, oh, look at the moonlight. Oh, moonlight. No. It's the sun. Can't believe this, guys. An Asiatic bear, like sun bears, they're probably related, yeah. I'm like, what's the difference, though? What really is a moon bear? And what distinguishes it from a sun bear? What about a daughter bear, huh? What about brother bear? Sun bear. This one's gotta be there. This one also must be here. Got 2. Got the 1. Wow, now you might think this is a regular pumpkin. You're like, this is some kind of pumpkin, but then when the image is revealed, you're like, whoa! What the? It's got other stuff, and this is when you change to this color scheme. There it is. There is the pumpkin. Now, what color are we on? 20... 22, 23... I think we were on 20... Let's change the music. Let's listen to my song. Got 10... 13. Sun bears have a yellow spot, moon bears have a white. Oh, I see. Moon bears are called that because they have a white moon picture on their chest. The bear Pokemon is probably based on them. You know, I always thought Ursa Ring was based on sun bears. I did not know moon bears were a thing until now. Now we know. Now we know that there is a distinction in some way. I'm counting, guys. I'm just counting the numbers. You got 11, right? 11 is gonna go this way. But also this way, right? Is that 11? 1, 2, 3, that's 10, 11, 12, 13. I think I did something wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's gotta be there, so it can't be here. Okay, so it's gotta be this, and then same thing. It's gotta be here. It's gotta be up to here. Is that true? 1, 2, yeah, that's true. Surely. Yes, that is true. And then what? And then this has got to be the 7. So it goes across. Could not be there. So then the 7 must go up. It has to, literally has to go up. Oh, I know what this, I know, I've seen this one. Spoilers, I know what this is. That's right, I've played this game before. Yo, Squid Games reference? I've played this game before. That is the only thing I really know about Squid Game. When the guy says, I've played these games before. Played these games. Anyone else play these games before? 1-1. Oh, the 1-1, it's gotta be there, right? It literally has to be. Right, so this is already 11, so it can't be there. 7's gotta go across. Cross those off. Got the 9 is done. The 8 is third column from right. 1, 4, 1. Fourth column, 1. Oh, you're right. It can't be there. It's gotta be this. No, since I messed up and I'm meaning for this to be like a tutorial, I have to restart. I literally have to. This is math. Well, this is also math. I should have started from this, right? You could just do this. Cross that off. Because we can't have someone following a tutorial and be like, oh shoot, what? He did it wrong, I have to restart now? Okay, this is a much better start. Honestly, I should have just looked at that number originally. It's literally right there. And then we got 111. So 11 goes here. Right, that's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Same for this. We got this. We got 1, 1, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one must be there. So the 9 must go down. And then what? And then the 8. Gotta go here because it's 1 less than the 9, and this being a 7 tells you it's gotta go this way, and also can't be here, so this must be a 4. It's here. You got this one, and then if this is 1, 1, 11, yes, that is in fact just math. 7 goes this way. 2 can't be here. The 1, these are 1s guaranteed. And then the 10 can't go this way. So we do this. And this one must go this way. This one's gotta go this way. 6 has to go across. That's a 1. The 10's gotta go this way. 10 can't go this way. 4's gotta go up. And then since these are 7s, you can cross these off. The 7 must be connected. These are also 7s. But this one is an 8, so it goes down 1 lower. And since this is a 2, it can't be in these ones. You can cross this stuff off because you got those ones. Do this one. And that's 10. You got 1 up here. So 2. And 10. And these are not there. It's not there. This one's gonna be this way. It is a treasure chest. There it is. You're like, what if, how do we know it's a treasure chest? What if there's actually some kind of evil creature commonly known as a mimic? I don't know about that one. I don't know, I'm not sure about this one. Alright. We got 12, we got 11. 11, 12, 3, 7, 3, 7. Welcome, old man diabetes. Goes this way. The 5 can't be here. Got 3, 8. 3, 8. I sure hope it did. Because it is pretty late in the day. I sure hope that it did eat. Okay, so the 6 can't be here. The 6 has gotta be here. 1, 6. It's gotta go down this way. And this. And these must be connected, so therefore it can't be here, can't be there, can't be here. The 7's gotta be connected this way. Now since these can't be the 3, we know for sure this must be part of the 7, which means this can't be here, so the 3 must be here. And then this being a 5 tells you it can't be down here. This 3 is done. That 3 is also done. With the 3, 7 over here. The 6 gotta be here. Got this one, that's gotta be the 2. We got the 3 down here. And the 6 cannot go across, right? It can't be there. Got to go this way, got the 1, the 3, the 12 is now fully connected. I think, right? That's, yes, that is in fact numbers. Then what? Then you gotta have, well, this has gotta be at least, well, it has to be exactly the 3. It's literally 3. You can't fit the 3 up here or here. Nor here. Some might say nor instead of or. And you would be correct. Nor. Does anyone say nor besides, do Australians even say nor? It's like a thing, right? People are like, nor, oh, nor. But do they actually say that? I don't think so. I think that was made up. Australians, that is. Those they're made up, they're not real. Alright, so the 11 must be connected. This one's gotta be the 2. Obviously. 3 is down here. 3 cannot be this way, right? 7's gotta go up. And wait, I know what this one is. This is a hood classic. This is 11. Can't be here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, and then the 12. 12 can't be up here. The 1, the 2. The 2, the 3, the 12, the 3, the 2, got the 1s up here, that's a 3, another 1. Anyone know what this one is? I know. I literally know what this is. That one, and it's crossed off. You got the 5, the 6, the 7, 6, 7. No way, that's a reference to the hit meme. And there. But obviously I did something wrong. Oh, because I didn't finish this. Whoa, what could this be? Guys, I wonder what this one is. Specifically in this color scheme. Maybe this color scheme? This color scheme? Welcome, Dopamine. Meat. It is ham, but why is it blue? Walfie, why did you change it to be blue? Well, good question. This is a reference to this blue ham that you see on the screen. Welcome, Zoe. Welcome, Lord Floof. That's right, that's a Ham Flow 3 ham reference. Alright, let's do, this might be the last one of the day. What color are we on? Color number... Did we do this one? Did we do 23? I think we did. We're on color 24. Now I know that Classic Hairball uses this color scheme. I discovered a bug. This 23 is good. Palette 23. He's been reading a visual novel. Now you're tired. But I am lit tired. He is lit tired. I should have just started with the 14. That would have been much faster. 11. 1, 2, 7. It's a 1 right there. The 8 goes this way. 2, 4, 6. Oh, there's literally a 15 right here. Guys, you gotta look before you start, okay? Because obviously you might miss some obvious hints like this one. Anyone out there missing obvious hints like this one? Oh, that could be the 2 though. It's gotta be the 3 though. We got the 1 over here. 2's can't be there. He's missing the obvious hints. Unbelievable. Alright, we got the 5. This gotta be a 5. That's a 2, that's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 2, that's a 2. This, oh, there's a 12, guys. There's literally a 12 right there. Pirate ship flipping the bird? No, no, no. I would never do that. It's a 2. What is? Oh, I know what this is. And I've been spoiled because the achievement tells you, it shows you an image of what the thing is, which is kind of messed up. I wish it would not do that, but I'm not in control of how retro achievements works. There's gonna be a 2. You got the spawn error. No, 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 you don't. No, surely. There are no problems at all. My solution. There would never be a problem. I would simply never mess up. 5's gotta be there. It's gotta be there. Has to be. Wait a second. Wait a second. No, that's right. I got the 3, 1. That's correct. We got the 3. It's got to be a 2. Gotta have a 1. No, that's fine. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, there's no way that it would be that. 4. The 2 is not there. The 1's gotta be here. 1, 2. There was no error. Surely the developer of this game would never make a mistake. This is gotta be not there. It's gotta be here and here. Whoa. Who's that? Fishing? No way. Well, we've done 45. We've done 45 puzzles in one stream. I think that's pretty good, right? Granted, a few of them are 10 by 10s. Many of them are quite simple. But at this rate, we should be on track to finish this within the next 3 times I play. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. Anyway, that's it for today, though. Some good progress. Check out the credits. Whoa, what the? Who? What the? We got people that from the credits right there. This guy, that guy, this guy, that guy. This guy. This guy. It's me. Anyway, that's it. That's all. And now we quit. Now we close the game. Alright, let's find out what day it is. Let's rate someone. What day do you think it is? ROMs and one more tab. But I've already pressed. I've already switched my USB input. Shut down. Shut that computer down. Alright, let's find out. Alley Cat? Is that how you spell Alley Cat? Surely not. What? What is this? Alley Cat? Clean Monday. Curling is cool day. Do you guys see that they cheated on the Olympics? And they won? Banana Bread Day. Dog Biscuit Day. Pinocchio Day. Ooh, Tile Day. That's Nonograms relevant. You might call it a tile, you might call it a cell, you might call it a block. A tile though, that's relevant. Dog Biscuit Day. Do Dog Biscuit Day. We could do Dog Biscuit Day raid, I don't know. Tennis Day. Tile. Do I have a relevant? Oh, tile is also Mahjong related, right? Mahjong tiles, that's a type of tile. People out there streaming Mahjong. What if I rate someone playing Mahjong? They do National Tile Day. National Tile Day raid. And then we find the Mahjong tile emoji. Mahjong tile red dragon. Yo, that's a reference to Walfie's Nonograms that had a tile, and then what? Then what other emoji? Maybe you point at it. Maybe to Walfie's point. Alright. Question is, who am I following that is playing Mahjong Soul? Well, there's 2 people. There's 2 people I follow that are playing Mahjong Soul. Let me take a look. Alright, what about this person? What about this person who I have not rated since they rebranded a long time ago? Their username is different. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back on Wednesday. Considering that it's Steam Next Fest, I will maybe find some Steam Next Fest games, and we could play that perhaps on Wednesday. Possibly. What if there's no games? What if I check the list of games and there's like no games? What if they're all like AI slop and I'm like, I can't play these. I can't play these games. They're not real. As you all know, the only real games are... What did I say? What did I say with the real games? Picross. And this one. Then you turn off your PS5. I don't even have real games. There are some fishing games. I've seen some. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's it. Snowing. It was snowing a lot. I might have to shovel after this. Or the snow might have melted. I shoveled, you know. I thought maybe it could have melted. I'll take a look outside. Anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye.